Very good morning and namaste to all of our respected viewers. This is LP Sharma from Prime Time Television, Kathmandu, Nepal. Today we have a very special program with a distinguished guest, Dr. Charudatta Pingale. Basically, he is a ENT surgeon and associated with different Hindu organizations and activities. Recently, he visited Kathmandu in connection with Mahasivaratri, and at this time we asked him to hold a talk in our studio, and we today will talk to him about ENT and Hinduism, and also he is associated with a institution in Goa, Rashtriya Jana तांत्रिक जन सांस्कृतिक मंच
Hindu Janajagriti Samiti.
Hindu Janajagriti Sangh,
Yeah.
yes, which is in Goa,
Yeah.
and we will focus on ENT and Hinduism and other activities which is associated with this matter. And making any delay, we will welcome him to this program. Dr. Saab, you are most welcome to this program.
Very, very thankful to Nepal Prime News.
Okay, thank you. Let's kickstart our conversation.
Surely.
Just I want to raise a question that you are from Goa.
Yeah.
And where have you been raised and where your brought up happened?
I was born in Maharashtra. I have my academics and medical education in Maharashtra only. And after my education, I have practiced for merely 3 years.
Okay.
When I get connected with my Gurudev, His Holiness Sachitananda Parabrahma Dr. Athavleji, he is also a medical practitioner, psychiatrist, and now he is a great spiritual master.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly I turn up towards my spiritual practice, and now propagation of dharma education, protection of ancient Sanatan civilization, and also with aim and motive to establish Bharat as a Hindu nation, also we are taking efforts.
Okay. Then you are practicing these days with ENT or?
Now few years I am not practicing, I have practiced in initial stage only. But one major view which I learned from my medical science, that health has 4 dimensions: physical, mental, social and spiritual well-being of a person.
Okay,
And
1 second.
yeah.
Physical, mental, spiritual
Social and spiritual
social.
well-being of a person, that is defined as a health.
Spiritual is added.
Yeah, so I was always curious about the spiritual dimension of the health, because
Yes.
physical we know and we have been taught, mental a bit modern science speaks about.
Yes.
But social and spiritual, they are exclusive, and the present social science, they are not able to have a social harmony or social health, I think.
Yes.
So to contribute in the social dimension and the spiritual dimension, and to have a symbiotic and happy society, peaceful society, respecting each other, respecting each other's emotion, respecting each other's religion. So to innovate that perspective in society, I started with spirituality, and now landing up in propagation of Sanatan Dharma Parampara.
Okay. So how many research institutions and colleges you have gone in India?
Actually, we have nearly 6-7 ashrams in India, and we have many satellite centers in India. Merely we are working in 22 states with 200 other organizations.
Okay.
To propagate Sanatan Dharma, and the research work, it continues in our ashram only.
Okay, Dr. Saab, I just want to focus on ENT matters.
Yeah.
How do you find your time to be an ENT doctor?
Actually, when I was studying, luckily I was able to get admitted in ENT.
Okay.
And when I was studying, I realized there are many subtle dimensions in medical science,
Yeah.
which modern science yet to develop. If we if we compare about Ayurveda, spiritual science, and modern medicine, in this comparison, I think 30% modern science speaks about ENT.
30% modern
Yeah,
science.
70% of ENT is in subtle dimension, and which to understand you need spirituality in your life, and
Okay.
you have to go for spiritual practice. And I think with Chitta Shuddha, you can understand the subtle dimension of ENT. So while practicing ENT, when I understand Ayurveda and when I started spiritual practice, slowly, I decided to contribute in the subtle dimension of ENT, social and spiritual dimension of ENT. And now I think, according to our spiritual science and Ayurveda, any problem or any health related issue of a human being is contributed in three dimension. Adi Devik is physical dimension, Adi Devik is divine dimension, Adi Adhyatmik is spiritual dimension. So Adi Devik and Adi Adhyatmik, that dimension,
Adi Devik is physical.
no. Physical means you get sleep and you get injury. There are
This is
riots.
physical. This is
Someone
physical.
throws stone and you get injured.
This
You
is
cross the some area and you get infected with microorganism from there. This is physical dimension.
Yeah.
In Adi Devik dimension, you get earthquake, cyclones, volcanoes, or some unknown problems from unknown dimension. So when they affect your life in different realm, so they are called Adi Devik. And Adi Adhyatmik means problem within you due to impurity of your mind, due to personality defect, due to ego, due to a layer of ignorance on your eternal self.
Yeah.
You are not able to realize your real self, and that's why you are creating problem first within you and then your problem with others and society. So when we located these three problem, our Gurudev, when they give us guidance regarding this, then we have started working in these dimensions, and I am very happy that our Gurudev Sachidananda Parabrahma Dr. Athavleji, he has innovated in many dimensions. We are conducting research with modern equipments, biosomatic equipments, energy scanning, या corneal photography or thermal scanning equipments in day-to-day activities done through spirituality, and we found it a very positive for human being to be happy and have a blissful life.
Okay.
With also, we are doing research in health issues, chanting as a remedy for health issues, chanting of name of deities or devatas for treatment of your illness.
Chanting for a remedy of health issues.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah. So this is a new era of spiritual treatment, and I think it will create a great revolution in globe in near future.
Okay, it means spirituality and Ayurveda is directly associated with ENT.
No, spirituality and Ayurveda, they are directly related with humans.
Humans.
And
not
issues,
ENT, not only the
issues
ENT.
and problem of humans. And the modern science, I think all of the science, they are a very small subset of Ayurveda and spiritual science.
Okay.
And they have to go hand in hand. If modern science people study Ayurveda or they go for spirituality or spiritual practice, they can contribute more than what they are contributing at present.
Okay. That for how long you are practicing this your ENT surgeon?
Actually, I practice for only 3 years, and thereafter I connect with spirituality. Then few years I practice with spirituality and ENT.
Spirituality.
And last 15-16 years I am totally practicing spirituality now.
Spirituality, only spirituality.
Yeah.
Okay, just one more question about ENT. ENT is there is much more misconceptions about ENT.
Yeah.
And myths also.
Yeah.
What is the common wrongdoings people are happening in these days about ENT? ENT misconceptions and ENT myths.
I think misconceptions is due to ignorance of knowledge regarding self and body also.
Yeah.
First thing. Misconception is due to conflict between the guidance through the modern science practitioner to the conventional or traditional practice of Sanatan culture. So, if we see the prescription of modern science is just reciprocally opposite to the conventional Ayurveda or traditional practice of Sanatan Dharma. So, they have to sit together, they have to find a common solution, and I think in Bharat now a great revolution is going to happen because until now we were learning engineering, medical and modern science in English language, and it was limited with the perspective of English author and English scientist. But now from these years medical science, engineering science and other science subjects, they are being taught in local language, mother language to Bharatiya people, and I think it will be good for even our Nepali bandhus, because the international research says that learning process through mother tongue and the tongue which you are related with your mother and father language, the thinking process and innovative process, they are more easy in mother language. So, this is the first step toward revolution to rid of this problem. Secondly, the modern medical science textbooks, they have written from people from Europe and America, where agriculture is totally not applicable for them.
Yeah.
They are only non-vegetarian source of either vitamins or dietary deficiencies. But if you go in Ayurveda, we are rich with agriculture culture, and we are rich
Organic
with
production.
organic production, we are rich with herbal studies, and we know
Natural
the
products.
practical application of plant for health issues,
Yeah.
which they don't know. So they only prescribe non-vegetarian source of diet
Protein and diet. Protein and dieting.
all diet,
Yeah.
even for medicines also. So this will be again a new revolution when Indian perspective, Sanatan perspective will applicable for this science Ayurvedic perspective. So that will create enrich modern medicine for our continent. Nextly, if modern medical people, if they have been known or get introduced with Ayurveda, the basic concepts of Ayurveda, and Ayurveda people, if they are introduced with basic concept of allopathy, then they can go together for the benefit of humanity, and that will be the best remedy to get rid of such confusions and misconceptions and myths.
And what do you feel, do people are coming with vegetarian dieting and to the lifestyle of Ayurveda and other things?
Certainly, rather than our continent, I will try to speak about Europe and America. The people from Western perspective, they are following vegetarian. They know the effect of non-vegetarian on their body, on their mental attitude, and even for health issues also. And in our Asian and Sanatan diaspora, we are still ignorant because last 3 generations we have been away from our Sanatan culture, the basic principles of Sanatan cultures. That's why our youngsters, they are running behind Westerners, and Westerners, they are running towards Easterners. A circle is happening there. But I feel that the circle of running of our youth should be a shortest one and just return at earliest to our culture. So that will be a useful remedy for that.
Okay, we will have a short break and we will back soon. Don't go away. Dr. Charudatta, you are again welcome to this program.
Thank you.
Doctor, one more question about ENT, just general questions. What common people can care themselves about ENT, making a simple issues and simple care? What can you want to advise them?
Yeah, basically we have to go for cleanliness of all this thing. brushing your mouth, cleaning ears after taking bath or swimming, and try to keep our all this ear, nose, throat clean at regular movement. First thing.
Hair loss comes here and sinusitis comes here.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is under, I think, ENT.
Yeah. And secondly, if you are in a healthy state, you don't have to care much about this thing, because hair loss, you are exposed to, if high frequency of noise,
Yeah.
then it's a induced hearing loss. So you have to avoid such big noises.
Yeah.
And with aging, if you are having deafness,
Yeah.
it has its own course, and if you supplement with some B complex, you try to have a nutrition's good, you can delay the aging hearing loss.
Okay, doctor, let's go about your visit in Nepal.
Yeah.
What was the mission to come to Nepal this time?
Mission to visit Nepal was exchange of with Hindu
Cultural
organization,
exchange.
intellectuals, media, what is happening in Nepal and what we are doing in India. Because as a democracy, we feel that the basic principle of democracy is of the people, by the people, for the people,
For the
and
people,
majority is the
yes.
law.
Yes.
If the majority population, if they deserve, if they want that our nation should be Hindu nation, to fulfill the principle of democracy, all the politicians of the world, all the democracies of the world need to allow may India, or if the people from Nepal is demanding Nepal also as a Hindu nation. Because if you see in an international level, in Arabic countries, the majority population of their country is Islam, and they have accepted as an Islamic state.
Yeah.
In Europe, America, though they say it's secular, but their secularism protects one of the sect of Christianity.
Christianity, yeah. It's only for Christianity.
Yeah.
Huh.
So if you go in USA, they will protect Protestant Christianity. If you go in France and Germany, they are secular, but they protect Catholicism.
Despite they are claiming secularism.
So I think the world and all nations should define what is secularism first, and have a common definition of secularism worldwide, because UN is saying that UN is clubbing all the countries. So one definition for one UN country and other definition for other UN country is a discrimination on the basis of, on the level of UN and on the level of globe.
Yeah.
Secondly, you have to define the concept of minority, and one definition of UN and other definition for rest of the people is also discrimination for Hindus, I think. And thirdly, if they say that it's a globalized world and we are thinking globally, then Sanatan Dharma Parampara Hindus, they are minorities globally compared to Islam and Christianity. So my question is, what plans UN are planning for minority Hindus to protect them globally? So I feel it's a discrimination of United Nations, the agencies and the big superpowers with Hindu, that they are not protecting Hinduism, and they are not allowing Bharat, Nepal to be a Hindu nation, being the majority population is demanding for the Hindu nation. But they themselves declare themselves either Islamic state or they protect Christianity sect in name of secularism. So I think it's a big conspiracy on the international level. They are forcing these small countries with their nuclear power, with their united European or American power, and forcing other democratic country to be secular, to be pro-minority, but they are not doing in their diaspora.
Yeah.
So this is a big international discrimination, what I think.
Okay, so what do you feel about Nepal, Nepalese people, Nepalese culture and religion?
See, I think Nepalese people, they need to have a good education in Sanskrit. They need to get education of Dharma.
Yeah.
They should know the basic principles of Sanatan Dharma, because if you go to NASA, If you go to England and in Royal Society, if you go to German, France, if you go to European countries, they have made Sanskrit compulsory.
They are
Yeah.
making Sanskrit compulsory.
Even
in German also.
हाँ,
these
even
days.
in India, ISRO, IIT, IIMs, Sanskrit is now preferable language. Second, study of Darshan Shastra. I don't correlate it with philosophy, but okay. So, study of Darshan Shastra, knowing Sanskrit by heart, knowing Sanatan scripture is new horizon for youth of Nepal and India to contribute in scientific innovation for which Westerns they dominate us. You know, Sanskrit is a language of Antariksha now. It's not only ideal language for computer innovation, it's not only a language for scientific innovation, but the only language which can communicate with the aliens or people from Antariksha. So, to ban Sanskrit in Bharat and Nepal, you should see a conspiracy, international conspiracy, that they don't want Nepal and Bharat to grow fast with Sanskrit and Darshan Shastra study. To,
And Hinduism also.
Hinduism study, Sanatan Dharma study. If they are connected with their roots, they will be the superpower in science also. So their fear, and they are afraid of Indian continent, they are afraid of Nepal and Bharat. So I will ask our youth to connect with Sanskrit, to connect with Darshan Shastra, and you are the future of the globe, and you have to contribute in science innovation, and you are the future superpower. Visualizing this, you get connect with Sanatan Dharma. I will make them clear.
Can Nepalese people and Nepalese youth can see their future going with Sanskrit study?
Presently, I am not seeing that.
Yeah.
I think government should take effort to propagate this newer concept to make Nepal or in Bharat also a big science innovative country, a big economic and science superpower country. So there is need of motivation from ruler side also.
Okay. So, how did you observe this Mahashivratri occasion here in Nepal as 1.5 million people
Yeah,
observed?
I
there?
think I saw a big crowd in Pashupatinath
Yeah.
region,
Yeah.
and when I discuss with other organizations, they say that it was the highest crowd up till now, and the great turnover of devotees toward Pashupatinath. For me, it was like a Tirtha Yatra. Jyotirling, Dvadash Jyotirling Yatra is completed after darshan of Pashupatinath, and like a sugar in a milk, there was a satsang of Shankaracharya ji also here. So I was blessed with Shankaracharya also, and over all these things, when I am now contacting many media people, many intellectuals, scholars and organization, universities, they are very positive regarding the innovation in spiritual sciences. They are very eager to educate their colleagues with dharma education. They want to connect with spirituality and spiritual practice, and with all these things they want to get united and raise Sanatan culture, Sanatan Dharma Parampara globally, and I think it's a new thing that they will lead in future.
How often do you come to Nepal? Have you ever been in Nepal before this?
Yeah, since 10-12 years, twice or thrice a year, I visit Nepal. I meet different peoples. I try to learn from them. What I have learned, I try to give them, and with exchange of knowledge, exchange of views, exchange of experience, we are enriching ourselves and our dharma and culture.
Okay, doctor, we are on the brink of our time. One more question I want to ask you. You are dwelling in Goa, where Goa is a mainland of Indian Christianity. And you are advocating Hinduism over the world, over Nepal, over India. How a paradoxical phenomenon, I just think it.
Goa is not a land of Christianity. It is a land of invasion of missionaries and Christians.
Missionaries and
Yeah,
Christians, yeah.
it was a source of invasion of these invaders, missionaries, and where in the name of Inquisition, they have slaughtered nearly 10 lakh Hindus there.
10
A
lakh
barbaric history of atrocities of Christianity over Hinduism happens in Goa, and still Hindu are 55 to 60% there in majority.
55 to 60%.
Yeah, Christians are only 25%, and the Goan culture is.
What is the population of Goa?
It's a very small state contributing 14 to 15 lakh of population. A small island type of structure surrounded by big hills and
Big hills and ocean, Arabian Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a land of Hinduism. It's Gomantak Bhumi.
Gomantak.
Gomantak.
What does it mean?
It's Krishna Bhumi.
Krishna Bhumi, Gomantak.
Yeah. It's Parshuram Bhumi, because the Konkan and Goa was the land when Parshuram has donated all his land to saints. He created new land in sea, and that is also a Parshuram Bhumi, a great warrior history. And I respect Goan people. They have protected Hinduism after so much atrocities of this missionary, and still they are Hindu majority. There is a good culture of Hindu temple there. Mangeshi, Nageshi, Shantadurga, Kamakhya, Mahalakshmi, Ganesh, Dattatreya. You will get a series of good ideal temple in Goa. You will have Ved Pathshalas and Vedic education there. And you will be very happy to visit. You and your team is always welcome in Goa. You are visited to our ashram also.
What activity you are having in your committees there? Janajagriti Samiti.
Hindu Janajagriti Samiti, first we propagate Dharma Shiksha to Hindu organization, Hindu people, Hindu families. We try to inculcate 16 sanskaras and the spiritual science behind our religious celebrations. Then we try to unite Hindus. We are organizing Hindu Rashtra convention to declare Bharat as a Hindu Rashtra on national level, on state level, and on district level. We protest against atrocities and comments regarding our deities, devtas, saints, and our dharma. We go for Andolan, and we are going for establishment of Hindu nation.
Okay, Doctor, because of time pressure, we are going to wrap up this conversation here and now.
I am very thankful to Nepal Prime News.
Okay, many thanks to you, your valuable time, and for your words coming here. And I would also like to thank you on my own behalf and from the whole team of this primetime television.
Thank you very much.
Okay, respected viewers, we have just concluded the conversation with Dr. Charudatta, who was basically an ENT surgeon, and he is a good advocate of Hinduism and other activities in Nepal. And I will come back to the next episode with the next and different guest. Okay, till then, goodbye and namaste.